Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to the 420 Tarot Lounge. I'm hoping everybody is having as best a day as they can in the situation they find themselves. Finding yourself here has indicated that our energies have found a synchronicity, and there potentially could be a message here for you. So go ahead and pass that puff, light up that like button. Let's get into this reading. We'd like to ask Spirit Source God for any cards that will provide us guidance. Okay, so we have quite a few here. Okay, we have the Hermit. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Six of Wands. The World. The Ace of Wands. And the Chariot. So we need one more card for this first row. I just want to have, my name is Friday and my readings are timeless and for entertainment purposes only. And if you're enjoying my interpretation of the cards, please go ahead and give a like and subscribe. Pass that puff. I am 420 friendly. Okay, so it looks, yeah, okay. I probably could, I need one more spot there. I'm going to have to move my sage and my bell. Alrighty. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we need one more card. One more card, Spirit Source God, for this first portion of this board. Okay, we have two here. So we have the Five of Swords and the King of Cups. Okay. So I feel like there's somebody that is has risen to their level. Maybe not always by, not always with integrity. The energy on this board is the Two of Discs. So there's definitely going to have to be some kind, and then you've got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands here. So this is, okay. Oh, and I did get my nails done. There's, I feel like you're currently, but soon will be completing a time of reflection, a time of maybe shadow work, self-healing. There could even be, it could even be an ongoing process. But I feel like the actual hurdle is coming close, and that hurdle, you will clear that hurdle and continue on the journey of healing. I feel like this is a healing, not of a broken heart, but self-esteem, self-worth even. Somewhat, I feel as though you're going to be recognized. I don't feel like it is recognized as a famous or celebrity type recognized. I think that after you've done some of this work and you've cleared the hurdle and you're on the other side, the changes that come upon you become apparent, and though your frequency starts to elevate, and you start to attract different types of people. This is going to open up a whole new world for you. Maybe when you're not quite sure you understand it. I'm kind of getting the idea that you shouldn't fear it. You should be approaching it with optimistic. You should be approaching it optimistically. There may or may not be someone in your pathway here that is, although they are showing up or presenting themselves as a wise one in emotion, a wise one in feelings, a wise one in how to navigate. I kind of get the feeling that maybe what they've become today may not have always come from integrity. So there's that little bit of and so potentially they may not be operating on integrity now. Okay, we're going to get 7 more cards here. Oh, and this is the 2 of discs. So I feel as though you're going to have to maybe balance that somehow. Here, maybe. If you can see that on the camera. Kind of, not really. That maybe. Okay, so we need 7. I had cleansed the cards and cleared the space and all that kind of good stuff. And I've done a pre-shuffle, pre-cut on the cards before starting up the video. So Spirit, Source, God, could you please provide us with some cards that will give us clarity on what has been provided so far? Okay, so I've got 2 cards here. I have the Strength card under the Hermit card, and then I have the Knight of Pentacles under the Ace of Cups. Oh, okay, so now we have a few more cards here. We have the Page of Swords, the 4 of Swords, the Chariot again, wow, 10 of Cups, and the Hierophant. And that gave me exactly 7 cards. Wow, okay. And the energy is the 9 of Pentacles. So highly independent, resourceful, with the 8 of Cups underneath. So I'm getting the quite possibly there is a secondary, besides this King of Cups. I feel like there's also others that are starting to notice your energy, your aura. They're not necessarily emotional attachments. Could be new friends, new acquaintances, maybe even somebody who's a little bit jealous, or that type of energy. There's also, I feel as though you might want to just be alone, not lonely, not depressed, not not to, you don't feel sorry for yourself or anything like that. You actually enjoy your own company, and you're quite happy. You're quite happy to just be on your own. And I think I feel as though uh, this reflection, this shadow work, this looking deep inside yourself and being honest with yourself has given you, that's what's given you the strength to make a choice here. You there there's an opportunity for an emotional attachment, and there's also an opportunity for adventure. And I think that there's going to be and I it's not going to be with the same person. See the Ace of Wands here, the Chariot. The Ace of Wands here, the Chariot. So it'll be interesting to see what lands here. And like I said, there's an emotional attachment, and then there's an opportunity for adventure. And I think that your aura is going to attract potential love interests and new friends. Maybe I don't know, maybe you enjoy skiing, and you're at a ski lodge, and that there happens to be a group there that they see that maybe you're a very happy person. Maybe they see that they can see your aura, that you're a good person, and they ask you to join them, like that type of, and then now you're on an adventure, you're getting to know new people. But there's going to be I don't think anybody is going to talk negatively about you, but I think that there's going to be talk. Okay, so I'm going to use, for the next one, I'm going to use the Rider-Waite Smith, if you will. Okay. All right, Spirit Source God. What else is there? Okay, so I've got 2 cards here. So this was the first card, came out the Lovers, and then the King of Pentacles under the Knight of Pentacles under the Ace of Cups. Oh boy, okay, that's my dog barking there. I'm gonna have to shut him up. Hold on one moment, please. My apologies. I don't know, the neighbor pulled up, I guess. Anyways, I've got him quieted down now. He doesn't want to come inside, so I told him if he acts up again, then he is coming inside, because I'm not putting up with it. Okay, so then we have the Knight. Okay, so there's 2 cards here. We have the 6 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, so we've got a couple of repeating here. Okay, 3 more cards, please, Spirit Source God. Judgment. Two more cards, please. Spirit Source, God. Ace of Swords. Wow. Feels like you're going to be, you're going to continue to keep progressing. You're, I guess, really reaching your King of Swords. Okay, and the energy here is the Moon. I feel like there could be some deception, some even it feels like maybe someone is trying to get you to do things that you're not, you don't feel it's in your best interest. And under the Moon, we have the Sun card. And then the Magician underneath that. Wow. I'm just going to try and do this. Alrighty. So again, I hope everybody is having as best a day as they can in the situation they find themselves. I do hope that you are enjoying my interpretation of the cards thus far. And if you do, please go ahead and give a like and subscribe. I'm hoping to grow my channel just a little bit at a time. Finding people that share the same energy as me, then the readings will connect. I'm getting a, I'm not 100% on this, but it's one or the other. This shadow work up here, either you've spent a lot of time to get to where you are from when you started your shadow work to now, or you've known you've had to do shadow work and it's taken you a long time to actually ignite the flame, to get it started, to light it up. Either way, I feel like you're on a path to victory here. I think you're going to be called to review and reflect. That I think you're going to witness great things, things that make your it makes your hair stand on end. It rises your frequency even more. I don't think there's any kind of, I don't think you fall into a deception trap of any kind. I think that there's a deceptive person present. And maybe that's something that you might need to know in the future. Okay, so we're going to be pulling 7 more cards, but right now you are in a, you're in a rest, relaxation type. You're ready to you're ready to move on to the next portion of your, I'm getting you're going to do your shadow work, and you're I feel like you previously have been only doing shadow work, always in the dark, and not bringing yourself back up to the light to rise your frequency. And I think maybe now you're starting to realize that, because you've started to disconnect from people without disconnecting. Like they've just fallen away, but you've not gotten any lighter. And I think you've come to realize that. And maybe these are people that have fallen away, and now they're coming now that you've rose your frequency. They are starting to reappear, maybe on Facebook posts, or um, you run into them at the mall or at the gas station, or something like that. So we're going to get 7 more cards, because I am getting a little bit of a message here, but I'm not wanting to say it out until I actually get the balance of the cards out. Okay, Spirit Source God, 7 more cards, please, if possible, for clarity on what we're seeing on these 21. Justice. Oh, sorry. Again, the Justice goes down here. So we have Justice and Judgment and the Ace of Swords and the King of Swords. So this is like, I feel like a rite of passage. A rite of passage. So maybe you're a rite of passage. You've won the rite of passage. The Hermit. So this center is your energy. So I feel like you're just, see how they're both looking the same way into the past? I feel like you have you're stuck in nostalgia. You've done, that's the shadow. The shadow is you are, although you've, um, it could be an addiction that you had, whether that was substance abuse, alcoholism, gambling, shopping, but I don't know, that kind of thing. The Fool. So you are, that is your goal, is to look for new adventure, to get this completed. Start a new adventure, start a new emotional attachment, maybe even start a new job, start a new business. It's like a clean slate, and it's going to open up a whole new world. And that's all I can, that's the, 9 of Pentacles. So independence, 9 of Pentacles, independence, knowing or understanding what you want. Maybe not knowing how to get it quite yet, but understanding what you want. And there's a helping hand, but maybe not somebody that is 100% trustworthy. So you'll have to use your discernment on who you accept help from. And then we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. So we're getting a lot of confirmation cards here. The we got one more card here that just fell out. So this is the Three of Cups. So there is some kind of a joyful reunion, some kind of a you've come out of your aura is starting to vibrate at the frequency that the people that you've known in the past who were friends who've now leveled up, you're now catching up to them. Everybody does this at their own pace, so there could be reconnections, even like it may feel like you picked up where you left off. I don't feel that there's any, and then Temperance. Okay. And there we have the Nine of Cups. So this is a very nice reading. It's very calm, and underneath there we have the Knight of Cups. So there's definitely you're going to be presented with a lot of opportunities. Like I said, whether that is for a job, a new emotional attachment, maybe to move. There's going to be opportunity for adventure. I'm being told to advise you that if you are interested in that adventure, don't allow or whatever it is, don't allow those opportunities to slip by, because if they come again, it may be a while. You are looking to, like I said, it feels like there's been some kind of self-harm type thing. But you're well on your way. Like you're just trying to, okay, well, I totally fucked up for the last 20 years or whatever. Where do I start? How do I start? How can I get help to start? And I feel like there's things are, if they're not already, they're going to start falling in place for you. And this continued shadow work that I spoke about, I think that could potentially be staying involved. Staying involved, that could mean staying involved in a support group, staying involved in therapy. That is going to be how you give back somehow. I don't know how you staying in therapy would be giving back, but that's how you're going to give back somehow. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of these Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards. Now, I know they say Love Oracle cards on them, but I look at the image and I look at the little description of what the card is supposed to represent, and I read it as though it were part of this, and I take the love away, unless of course there's love in here. But anyway, so we have the Chaser. Chaser in codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. I think this is something that you're going to conquer. You're going to be able to, because I'm getting that you're happy in your own, you're happy. You don't have an issue with your own company. And maybe that's what this stay in therapy is. You may find that all of a sudden you don't want to be alone. You can't stand to be alone anymore. Okay. And the next one is girl with a snake. Empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. So for me, the snake represents temptation. So, and then the enable, it's almost as though you're being warned or being advised that there could be an issue if you don't continue with the shadow work. There could be an issue that you could fall backwards and then you would lose all the reconnections again along with new connections, because then your frequency would fall down. You want to try and keep building yourself up, like improvement, continuous improvement, whether that's education, financial, it could even be how you speak to people, how you drive, how you behave in the grocery store. Some people are not very nice in the grocery store. They can be rude. And how are you responding to that? But I'm seeing that there could be a little bit of a do, but you have found found some you have found yourself you have found within yourself a steady rock. So with the shadow work, and you're claiming victory, but I think then the warning is make sure you stay in therapy, make sure you uh, recognize temptations. But I get an overwhelming feeling that, and that's where the moon comes in here to make sure you resist the temptations. But then you have the sun under the moon, which is joy, unstoppable. It just takes an aspect, the cards that this, so these Rider Waite cards, they're aspected by the sun, the energy of the sun and the moon. So I feel like you have the moon represents, things are not always as they seem. So keep your head on a swivel, keep your eyes peeled, but also don't allow those instances to rob you of any joy. So I feel like you have to keep in place whatever is helping you sustain yourself during your shadow work, you have to continue your shadow work, and you have to continue that support system. Whatever that is. That could be writing a journal. That could be talking to a therapist. That could be going to a support group. That could be going for walks and listening to music on those walks. Whatever it is that's helping you through your shadow work, you have to keep continuing it. Otherwise, you're going to fall backwards. And I feel like you may have moments of overconfidence, and that could work good or bad for you. So I would pay attention to when things start to go wrong, what behavior or frequency you were putting out when that happened. But you are, like I said, you are, if this reading sounds as though it is for you, I want to say congratulations. I want to say you have come through it feels like you've come through some very dark, very heavy energy. Look at this, like air, justice is air, judgment. For me, it's air. So I feel like you're on your way to becoming lighter, and I want to say congratulations and keep going, keep up the healing, keep up your program, and don't be afraid to investigate other tools to help you along your way. This is where this could come in, that there's going to be, maybe there's other tools that can help you manage. But again, if you're seeing a professional or you think you need to see a professional, that's something you should be looking into or continue to do. If you're like writing in your journal, walking, whatever it is that helps you stay on the healing path. I want to thank each and every one of you for staying to the end. And I want to thank you for liking and subscribing if you have. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd like to thank you for staying to the end. Again, my name is Friday, and this is the 420 Tarot Lounge. Namaste.